sent that to the printer. Where am I at on your agenda? I'm just gonna look real quick.
Number 5 is the park camera policy.
Okay, no, but I mean, as far as budgets for what you need for me, because I wasn't gonna stay all night, so.
Yeah, we're just going to talk music in the park, and then we can go into park
Okay.
operations.
Okay.
Budget discussion. We can move those 2 items up if that works for you. But I'm going to go ahead and call our meeting to order. This is the Almont Community Parks and Recreation Board, June 6, 2026 meeting. Apologizing that we're starting a little bit late here at 5:12 p.m. Can we begin with roll call, please?
Jennifer.
Here.
Mindy.
Here.
Candace.
Here.
Dennis. Here.
Thank you.
And our guest.
Here. Randy too. We're going to make a quick adjustment to the agenda. We're going to move music in the park update to number 3 and move up park operations budget discussion and FY 2027 budget. So we can accommodate Randy's schedule.
Thank you very much.
Any other changes or additions to the agenda tonight?
Just a question on Candace being secretary.
Yes. Do you want to add that to the agenda? We can add that to the agenda.
I'd love to add that.
Okay, I'm gonna add that here.
So should I be writing now, or what do you do for that?
Have Dennis explain.
Let me cover today.
Okay.
All right, so it's okay. We'll put it as number 10. Update. Board secretary position. How's that?
Thank you.
What did you move around, Melinda?
We moved music in the park down to number 3, and we just bumped up park operations budget discussion and FY 2027 budget. So we'll cover those first while Randy's here,
Okay.
in case there's any questions,
Okay.
and then we can move on to the rest of the agenda. Okay. Oh, one other addition to make is the budget workshop meeting minutes. All we needed to do is add our adjournment date. So we'll go ahead and make that official and put that on the consent agenda. Other than that, any other changes to our agenda? Okay. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda this evening? Yes. Okay, we have a motion by Candace. Any support? Support. Support by Jennifer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. And our agenda is approved. Okay, so Dennis previously sent out the corrected meeting minutes for April 23rd. Oh, we have March, I apologize, we have March 26th and April 23rd. Were there any additional corrections to the meeting minutes? So we can start with March 26th. Those look good. We'll move on to April 23rd. Corrections to those meeting minutes. Okay, and then our budget workshop meeting minutes. All this shows is the date that the meeting was held and that we adjourned at 8:05 p.m. So once we get that changed, we will have all of our minutes up to date. And Randy,
Get them on the website.
yes, Kim Streeter had worked on, and her staff had worked on uploading them to the township site.
Okay,
We have copies so that we can get them into documents on demand.
okay.
At least the ones that Kim was able to locate and get scanned in. I think there still are some records that she needed to get from Roberta. But it's, I like how we have ours on documents on demand, very easily searchable, and it's nice to be able to go back and find all of those. And you can search by keyword too. So if we're making a decision and you can't remember, you can do a search and it'll pull up the records that are
It's very
responsive.
user-friendly.
Yeah, it's really handy, especially if you're going back and needing to verify something. So yeah, appreciate that, Randy.
I wrote it down, not a problem.
Yeah, once we get everything set up, we'll have a regular process for getting these uploaded. So that would be much appreciated. Moving on to our May financials. As far as the contributions that we've received for Music in the Park so far, these aren't reflected yet in May. Will those be in?
Contributions
on our
are, all of them are posted, and the last one was on the 2nd. So you have $4,250.
Oh, okay.
Nope, that matches. I'm good with that.
Oh, sorry about that. I was looking at the other pages and didn't see it there, but we've got it on the first page. Thank you.
You received $2,500 on the first, that's when we posted. That was French Drain Man, and then Almont A&W LLC sent theirs. So it looks like, good amount that's come in.
Any other
So where are we?
questions?
Where are we making it? It's picnics and festivals, right?
Yes, that's where that 4,250.
Oh, there it is, okay. Up here. That's how much we've collected?
Yes.
Wow. Jennifer, you did great.
Yeah. Hey, everyone has.
Yeah, we definitely have some very supportive community members and businesses, so definitely appreciate that. Any other questions on financials?
The only one I was looking at was the legal fees, cash out.
Look at that for you. That was the fees that cost for the park board policy.
Camera policy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Okay,
But I will-
perfect. Thank you.
There's 6,000 in their total. So oh no, that's what's recommended next year.
Yes.
481.
Yes, it's just the one. I think we have another bill coming from the attorney. This was the
second
5.5
review. Yeah.
one. So yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, if we don't have any other questions, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
Yes. Okay, motion by Dennis, support by Candace. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Consent agenda is approved. Okay, next we have communications. I have put these in the agenda packet here. The first is a proposal from AYBA to use the ball field next year. So Russell, Vice President of AYBA, reached out to me and asked about them using the ball fields for next year. They have a very successful youth baseball program, and it's kind kind of getting to be a challenge to get all the teams scheduled and playing on the fields. He explained to me that they've got kids just kind of playing in the grass wherever
That's
they can
sad.
find a practice area. So there were a couple of teams that just came over and started using our little ball field, like a t-ball team and maybe like a second grade little baseball team. And I think that they found that really helpful. And so he reached out to me about making it more of an organized thing. Is when Stephen Powell, he's a member here on council, his daughter plays t-ball, and he reached out to ask, is there any scheduling involved? I said, no, it's first come, first serve, but you guys are welcome to use it and come practice. And I think it really worked out well for them because their other option was just playing in the grass without any type of field. So I did meet with Russell. What's today? I think it was Tuesday, and just kind of showed him the area. He sort of talked through his plan, and I asked him to send an email just kind of explaining what he is envisioning. He did send that to me today. I apologize, I didn't have time to get that updated in the agenda packet. But what he described was they'd like to remove the grass to create a playing, like an infield only. And he's envisioning it's only going to be little kids playing because there's not enough room for the bigger kids. They'll end up with baseballs in the river. So he was envisioning using volunteers to bring gravel in, spread it around, kind of fill in some of the low areas because there are some divots that are present on the playing field right now. I communicated to him that we do not have a budget to support making any improvements, and he said, no, they do have some extra money that they could contribute to this, and so it wouldn't cost the park board anything. I think one of the main challenges will be just coordinating getting the materials delivered, because of course you can't go across the bridge, and the park path is pretty small, but I think they can kind of caravan materials to get that onto the field. So I'll send out the latest email that he sent. I just let him know that I would bring it up to the board, give you guys an opportunity to think about it a little bit more, and then they aren't anticipating doing this until September, so that gives us some time to think it through, think what questions or concerns we might have, and then have him or some of his board members come and just talk through what they're thinking of. I did explain to him that the park is, or portions of the park are an old dump, and that my only concern that I can think of right now is that in removing grass, I'm not sure if there's any trash, broken glass, debris that might be present. So I did say that that's something that we should think about, and maybe we might want to do like a couple test areas just to make sure. I haven't ever seen anything in that area, but closer to the river and some of the other areas, when you dig down, you do encounter glass and other materials pretty shallow. So I think we just want to make sure that we understand and can communicate any of those risks to them, just to be aware of if we start scraping up material, just to have a backup plan for that. Any questions or initial concerns?
No, I think it's great. They've been out
I think
there all
it's a good
spring.
idea, yeah.
Yeah,
If there's gonna be use, let's get the ball field cleaned
and
up.
that's what I said too. I mean, our goal is to have more people using the park,
Right.
and he
You have to take the initiative.
yeah, he seemed like this could be a really good solution
That's awesome.
for them. And
Yeah, they've been out there all spring. They've been rotating through the teams.
Mhm.
They've been out there, and my boys go out and sit and watch them. And
Yeah, it's
they've been-
great.
It's fantastic. I love seeing the
Mhm.
families out there, and then the whole
they
park
can
is
use
still.
the playground. And
Mhm.
yes, yeah, absolutely. It's really good to have more traffic in the park. I will forward that additional email on to you, and just let him know that Sounds like there's some support for
Definitely.
their proposed project. If he'd like to come in to either June, July meeting.
Yeah.
To answer any questions. I let him know that I would also reach out to Brian with DPW just about using the park path and any weight-bearing concerns that he might have with what kind of truck they would come up and down the park path with.
So would they be scheduling ball games over there then?
I'm not sure about the game, definitely practices, but he was thinking if they can get the playing field in good enough shape that they would have some games there too. Mhm. Yeah.
That's fun. No, I think it's fantastic.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our next communication was from Amy Holcomb from the Almont Project Graduation Board. It's an organization that supports the graduating class by throwing class parties and different events for the seniors every year. They're thinking about a fundraiser, a rubber duck race. I responded back to her just letting her know about how to rent the pavilion and just some challenges that we've had with previous duck races, and that depending on the water level, they may or may not move so well down the creek. So she did respond and say that she would definitely look at the materials I sent her and then check out the creek itself, and she would definitely be open to coming to present to the board what their plans were. And they were thinking about doing it during the Heritage Festival.
Okay.
Next email, this one was from Melissa Schneider. Unfortunately, there was some chalk graffiti on one of our picnic tables in the pavilion. Luckily, they were able to clean it up. Since it's just chalk, it didn't damage anything, but certainly it wasn't images that we would want young members of our community exposed to. Our village manager, Dale, said he forwarded this information to the police chief to see if maybe they can identify who our culprit might be. I think that's about all we really can do for that. That was the end of our communications. We don't have any public here tonight to comment on any agenda items or any public hearings tonight, so we can move straight into our agenda. We have our park operations position discussion. So what you'll see here is a revision to the one that you provided before, Jen. These updated numbers are based on a discussion Dennis and I had in what he feels he can garner support from
Yes.
the township board, lowering costs a little bit, and being consistent with the wage structure that the Almont Township has. And maybe Dennis, you could maybe talk a little bit about the HR manual that you have.
Yeah, basically, most of our deputies anybody starting out, starts out at $18 an hour on a 90-day probation, and then goes to $20 an hour. So it gives you the opportunity to, evaluate the operation or evaluate the performance of the person, and then raise it to $20 an hour. And I think our HR manual after that goes by COLA, so it would give, and I think this board would do the evaluation. I don't know where that would go, but that's TBD, I guess. I don't know.
I believe so, and I think it's good to be consistent with the township policy, and hopefully we'll garner some additional support showing that we want to be consistent, and also it does give a little bit of a bump up in wage for someone who's successfully performing in that position. And I think along those same lines, Dennis felt that by reducing the seasonal hours from 20 hours a week during the summer-ish era, and then 10 during winter, that may lower the cost enough to get some additional support on the township side. I presented these numbers to Village Council during our budget workshop. They were supportive. Obviously, we don't vote during village work or during the budget workshop, but I did not hear any objections to the wage scenario, the seasonal wage scenario. So,
So I think collectively, like I said, we're walking in a different area that we've never had before. I expect these hours to grow as we get more activities that we can get into the park.
Sure.
So I really would, but the first year, let's just walk instead of run and see what happens. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't know why we couldn't go back and make some adjustments if it's necessary, but I would look at the second year to grow, hopefully, more activity in the park, really.
yeah, I'm willing to do whatever we can to get this position
Well, let me ask
through.
you, wouldn't your village manager pretty much, I guess, I talked to Dale and Gary.
Mhm.
Oh, you and Tim Dyke were there too.
Mhm.
We would kind of put the responsibility on Dale and Gary, the supervisor and the village manager. Is that where we would go with this? I don't know. It's gonna be
Yeah,
up to the,
I envisioned that this board would act similar to the Downtown Development Authority Director, where direction comes from the board itself.
Right.
You know, the director position in that capacity carries out the direction of the board, and it operates a little more independently from the village, although like payments and policies and that sort of thing, I think can come from village. That's where the payment will be coming from. So I think as we work through the details of the position, I think we've got a nice structure to sort of look towards in the
Oh, good.
DDA and how they run things. So I also answered the question about space. So
Yep.
our OEO, our ordinance officer here for the village, does have an office with a desk, but she only works 6 hours a week. So the rest of the time, that space is available.
Wonderful.
So
Yeah.
I looked at it, there's enough room in there where we could put 2 desks, or, I mean, they may even just be able to share a desk if our OEO isn't here that often anyway. Part of that position is being out in the field looking
Yeah.
for problems or following up on complaints. So I don't think that desk is actually even occupied that much. So Dale and I looked at it. I think that resolves the space issue that we were like, well, where's this person going to work out of? And I think that's a good place for that person to sit.
I just had a couple other questions about the job description. Would you vision the park manager as being part of this board?
So our ordinance and what's the other?
Bylaws.
Bylaw, thank you, don't cover this scenario, right?
Well, we've never done it before.
We've never done it before, so it would certainly be something that we would need to talk about if we wanted to have them be a voting member. Of course, if they're not a resident, that's gonna be tricky. I don't believe that our current DDA director is a voting member of the board. She kind of serves at the pleasure of the board. And if we're gonna follow that model, I kind of feel like it would
Create
be
a conflict.
Yeah, it could create a conflict if the board is approving that person's timesheets and we're voting on increases in salary. I think it does have a conflict. So I don't think they would be a voting member, but it certainly. is
Certainly
open for
want him,
discussion.
that person here during board meetings, park board
Yes,
meetings.
yes, so they would be here keeping the minutes, providing us with updates on
Okay.
and what's happening. So Dennis, with what we have laid out here under the seasonal wage scenario, you feel comfortable taking this to township for discussion? Perfect.
Oh, wonderful.
That would be great. I think I can be available to come if that's helpful, or other board members too, if you can be here. I think it shows support for the concept.
Already committed you, Mindy.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
thought about I'm looking at, the job description. I added a bullet, inspect open and closed park for park events for rentals, festivals, and music in the park. I just added that bullet.
Well,
I want to be clear
That's a
that
good
we
addition.
we expect to see Jennifer there at 10 o'clock at night closing up the park. Not anymore, right?
After
Not
music in the
anymore.
park.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I want to be very clear that those festivals, and we got a pretty good schedule in June.
Yeah.
We would expect that park manager, I'm asking,
Mhm.
to monitor those
Right. And
events.
also helps avoid the incident that occurred recently at the park, right, where, you know, they showed up and they had to clean up some graffiti off
Right.
the,
Yeah,
you
it should
know.
not be happening.
Inspection prior to an
Yeah.
event,
Right,
inspection after
right,
an event,
making
like we would
sure-
have a.
It's like being the facilitator,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, making sure that
Mhm.
the facility is clean, appropriate for use, that sort of thing. So that, very good addition.
No, I think that's great, Dennis.
Okay.
Any further discussion on that?
But-
For now.
Well, I'd like to see what kind of, if we get this through both boards, we can move out and hire this position, right? Are we in that scenario now?
So we would, at the start of the fiscal year, I would say.
July.
After July, I think the budget is available and we have approval from both boards, we could move forward.
that would be the perfect time when music in the park kicks out, you know, so that person would hopefully
Yeah.
be in the
Yeah.
with it all. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have general agreement that this is, the next step is taking it to township board.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
fantastic.
That's exciting.
It is exciting.
All right, up next is our budget for FY '27. This is the budget that we went over during our budget workshop. As I mentioned, when I took this to the village budget workshop, I just added in the same contribution amounts that we received from both boards last year, and then just added kind of a conservative $6,000 for contributions and donations expected for the next fiscal year, kind of going off of what we had collected in previous years. And that gave us an exactly balanced budget, and then, of course, leaves in place a fund balance that is intended to go to capital projects like the tennis court renovation. And I, again, no questions or concerns from Village, and fully expect that the 17.5 will be part of our budget to be voted on. So yeah, if
No changes then, you don't believe right now, because you won't implement adding the employee unless you get that approval from the
Yes.
boards.
Yeah, so if we do get approval to move forward, we'll have to just make sure we understand where each of these budget line items fit in. Full-time salary, the computer going equipment, that sort of thing. So we would look for your guidance on how to incorporate that into the budget. I just didn't want to have to go through all that work if it's not going to move forward. So, that being said, we can't, if, there's no changes here, we can approve this budget with the caveat that it may be revised if we get the go-ahead from both boards. I think that's probably the best way to do it. And obviously, we need agreement from the township side on the 17.5 as well to finalize the budget. But this can be our recommended budget that we vote on to send, to make official. Questions or concerns? And that the only difference, Randy, was that $6,000 in professional services from your budget that you had.
Oh, you know what? I closed out being on there. I'll highlight this so I make sure
Okay,
that I don't miss a change.
okay.
What was the question, Mindy?
Just in the one that council saw that was just inadvertently left off.
Oh, it was, yeah.
So
Okay.
our numbers were off by 6,000. I was like, wait a minute, I know this
Oh.
balanced exactly.
I already have it on here.
Perfect. Yep.
Because when we did it at the workshop, I had my computer open, so I was correcting as they spoke, so, all right. If you don't need me, I will go home and get some rest.
Yes, no problem. If there's no questions for Randy, I think we're good.
All set.
All right,
Thank
yep,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Do we have a motion to approve the FY27 budget with a contingency?
Yes.
Okay,
Support.
great. So we just needed to restate the motion I'll make the motion to approve the FY27 budget, add on about the park position. Do your best, it's fine.
To add on what?
And then with a, expected changes if we get approval to add on the park position.
How soon would we know if it gets approved? By next week?
Okay.
Well, yes, I believe the village council will move
Village-
forward.
Yeah,
If
village
the
did not
township
have
does,
any,
so.
yeah, objections.
So then township's meeting before we are for the approval, so.
So, yeah, if township approves, then we'll get this revised and then we can
Move forward.
move forward.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Are you comfortable with shutting everything up?
Yep, I just hit.
All right, and the door will lock, so. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
What'd you say?
Your motion.
Okay.
Yeah, you just want to say I make the motion that we
Just
approve
Okay, I make the motion that we approve this going forward
the FY27 budget.
for the FY27 budget.
And then expected to be revised upon approval of the park position.
It is expected to be revised upon the park position.
I think we all get it.
Yeah, yes. We're good. And second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Candace and support from Jennifer to approve the FY27 budget with potential changes upon approval of the park position by township and village. Great, and thank you all to all the hard work that went into looking over the budget and from Randy, who already left to assist us in getting through that process. Thank you, Randy.
Okay.
You're welcome. All right, Music in the Park update.
All right, hey, that's me, right? All right. So put together a quick little spreadsheet there.
Did you call for a vote?
Oh, do I need to?
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed, same sign. FY27 budget passes. Thank you. Keeping us on track here.
All right, music in the park. So good news is our contributions match what we had in the financials. So all the money has been processed so far. So right now, total sponsorship collected, we're at $4,250, which we just about covered our total band fee. So right now, we've got a balance remaining of $170 to our band fees,
Okay.
which is awesome. On top of that, remaining expected to be paid, we've got to still get some banners printed, and we'll have some expenses to cover for Kids Night, which we still need to plan for.
Mhm.
But we look really good based on the money we brought in. So again, I really appreciate everyone's help getting those sponsorship packets out. This is awesome.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So Robert Sherwood from French Drainman called me.
Yeah.
And apparently he still gets his hair cut at Sherry's Barbershop in town. And he was telling her, of course I sent him the information you sent me with, the banners and things.
Yeah.
And he said, he called me just the other night, and he said that Sherry said that all the banners, I guess, are still in the shed. And he was wondering if we could just use those. And he's like, I'll even hang them up if you need me to. But I don't know. I'm like, do they change every year? I'm sure, but
So
how does that work? because he was really like, I'll do whatever you need me to if you need me to get it up there.
Super helpful.
Yeah.
So I think for his specific band, because I think he probably wants to re-sponsor the 2XL,
That's his thing.
which he
yeah.
did last year.
Mhm.
His banner will not change because I don't think it was printed with a date. So we can probably put his banner back out. That will not
Happy
be
to
a
hear
problem.
that.
If that's something he's requesting,
Yeah.
then we will do that for him. That is not a problem. We can do that. And yes, that's correct. There are a ton of banners. Last year, the group printed tons and tons of banners
Oh,
because
okay.
they raised almost $12,000.
No kidding.
So there were a ton of banners printed for each individual concert event. I think they printed 3 or 4 banners on
Wow.
top of major schedule banners are all around town. This year we scaled back quite a bit just
Okay.
because of the size of the board and time commitments and things like that.
Yeah.
For French Rain Man, absolutely we can do that.
Okay, thank
That
you.
won't be a problem. Yes.
He'll be really happy to hear that. I appreciate
yep,
it.
Yep. So you can confirm back to him that we will get his banners out.
Okay.
And I'll go up and we can inventory. Maybe
I would like to come with you just so I
you
have
wanna
like
come
an
and see it? Yeah.
idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can meet up there and
Okay,
get the
cool.
banners
Thank you.
out and I'll show you that. So I think based on where we're at now and just thinking about timing, we need to get the schedule banner printed that we would hang out at the park. Now our packets did request that we have all of the money in by June 1st. We passed that date.
Yes.
I think we should pick a date to call it and start contacting for printing on the banners.
Yeah.
Where do you get those printed?
I don't know. I will
Oh,
look back
okay.
I'll look back at the invoice from last year.
Yeah.
So I'll look back at the invoice
Just
that we
curious.
paid from last year. It's somewhere in Romeo.
Oh, Romeo
Um,
Printing probably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sherry handled it last year. I'll look back at the invoice from last year
Mhm.
and maybe give them a call and say, hey, what's your lead time?
Okay.
When do I need to get this in? But I'm thinking maybe by like the 15th, we'll call it.
Yeah.
I guess I would say at this point, if you had a feeling that someone was very interested and hasn't submitted a check, maybe do a callback.
Okay.
But I think very soon within the next couple of weeks, we'll have to
I
call it
agree.
and start
Yeah.
getting our banners in.
Mhm.
Because I know that the printing shop is going to need a couple of weeks to work
For
on
sure.
the design and we're gonna have to confirm all of the logos and then get those out and
Yes.
we need to assign, so we know French Drain Man is gonna sponsor the 2XL band, but then we need to assign the rest of our sponsors to the concert events and start promoting them along with their concert event.
Yeah.
So, we're just about done with the logistics side of music in the park here, and then we'll start promoting our business sponsors. We've got some time, but I don't want to wait too long because I want to get that
Agreed.
banner printed.
Yeah.
I need the turnaround time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like I said, looking really good here. So I think that's kind of where we're at from the money side of it. A couple of notes I had here. So let's tentatively say June 15th.
Okay.
Unless I'll maybe tomorrow I'll put a call into the printing place, and if I hear differently, I'll reach out by email.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Does that sound good? So
Yeah.
if you know of any of your sponsors that sounded really interested, but they haven't submitted a check, let's try some callbacks very soon. Tentatively the 15th, unless you hear differently from me.
Okay.
Next thought I had on it, Mindy, I had sent an email to you. The DJ did reach out about Kids Night. Do we want to pursue that, or do we want to stick to the original plan and just music off of?
I don't think it hurts to
Speakers.
see what his cost is.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not feeling very swayed about, moving back towards a DJ.
Okay.
Unless, of course, we get a lot of contributions in.
Okay. So I could reach out. I can just inquire.
Yeah, just.
Okay. Put in an inquiry. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it depends on,
How much more we bring in
yeah.
and try and
'cause-
keep tight to the budget.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because we have a little bit left over from last year, but that can go quickly if we're talking about hiring a DJ and depending on what other activities we might want to do for kids' night. So
Okay, perfect. So I'll reach out and just see what availability looks like there. We can start planning activities for kids' nights. We've got some time
yeah, it's not
before that, so we don't need to worry about that. And then I think the only other thing is where we stood with the Lions Club. If we had invited them to run
Oh,
concessions.
I still need to. I got the name and the number of the person who
Okay,
I should reach out to. I still need to do that.
okay.
I'll make sure every time I think of it, it's like after 10 o'clock. It's probably not appropriate to call people this late. But I do have that contact and I will make sure I do that.
Okay.
If we're out early enough, I'll do it tonight.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so if you wouldn't mind just reaching out and seeing if they wanted to run
Yes.
concessions for us. And I think we had
Mhm.
agreed not to rent their hall correct?
Correct.
Okay.
It's just,
If it rains
if it's,
or
Yeah, that is something we had done previously, is we had signed a rental contract with them, that in the event of a rainstorm, we would move the music act into the hall. As it stands, all the bands signed a contract saying that we could cancel them, and we would pay them a portion of their band fee.
that's so fair.
But we had some problems trying to rent with the Lions Club and use their hall, and just running a band in there was not a very comfortable experience
Oh.
in
the volume.
the volume. It really was too loud. People left
Oh.
because it was
Okay.
just so loud.
Too
So
loud,
that was
yeah.
one thing we talked about, whether or not we wanted to sign that rental contract, and I don't think we've done that, but I think we'll.
I'm comfortable with, if the weather is too bad, we'll just cancel it.
Okay.
If you guys agree. that-
Totally fine with
I
that.
think you brought
Yes.
that up, you're the target, you're the one that will make the call,
Yeah.
the
Yes,
chair.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
That's-
we previously discussed and
Okay.
decided is that,
Mhm.
well, some problems came up when there were some members canceling and others saying it's going on.
Yes.
So,
Uh-oh.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So
We'll
we'll
do
just
that.
we'll just go with that then.
And like,
Mhm.
how soon do you call it? So like, I know they start at
It's-
7. So like, do you have like by?
I'll look back and see what guidelines we developed before. But we certainly want to give the bands enough time. And I think part of it has to do with their comfort level with their equipment. You know, it is covered, but it's not enclosed. And, you know, if we're going to get howling winds and a giant rainstorm, I can't imagine. A lot of bands want to put their equipment at risk, and others are like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, right. Right. Some of them bring very large setups.
Mhm.
Others don't.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it probably just depends on what
Okay.
the weather looks
Just
like.
curious.
Yeah, but it would be good to have all their contact information available if we do need to make that call.
Yes, and I do have phone numbers, I think, for all of them. So if we needed to, but
Yeah.
okay. No, I think that's good. So yeah, let's just say as of right now, 6:15, we're gonna cut off on contributions.
Mhm.
Tomorrow I will reach out about the banner. We'll try and get that moving. And then if for some reason it sounds like the printer needs more time, then I will reach out via email, and we'll have to make a decision on whether or not this is all that we have for sponsorship or if we're gonna allow a little bit more time.
Okay.
But I think we've done a fantastic job. We've got our bands,
Yes,
we've got some
so
sponsors.
relieved.
Yeah.
We're looking very good.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's the update. Again, thanks everyone. I really appreciate the help.
It's fun.
So that's the update.
Jennifer, do you have any idea how much time you put into that?
Into music in the park? When I was talking with the bands for a couple weeks there, I'd say probably,
I've been so much back and forth.
yeah, I mean, even just developing the communications and everything, I'd say,
Yeah.
I mean, there were a couple weeks there, probably 8 hours a week for 2 weeks while I was going back and forth with the bands, spreadsheets, communication. I mean, for a month, I probably had about 20 hours into it.
And how
That
you
helps our
divvy it.
park manager's
Yeah,
job, you know,
getting
trying
things-
to capture that
Yeah.
rough order of magnitude.
Yeah, I'd say for like just getting organized and getting everything set up and getting the bands hired, I had probably about 20 hours into it.
Yeah. And this is with our reduced schedule.
Yeah, and this is with the reduced schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, up next, we
I have
have,
one other question.
Oh, yes.
Um, You were looking for guidelines on cancellation. Do you know if anything exists?
I would have to go back and look. I remember we had to come to an agreement on chain of command about park cancellations. I don't think that there was a time frame specified, but I don't know that for sure.
So
I think that's something we need to establish.
I feel like, and I don't know where to look, but I feel like somebody gave me a procedural document last year when I joined the Music in the Park Committee. And I can't find it. And normally
Okay.
I keep everything,
Mhm.
but I feel like there was one I saw.
I thought we had developed one just so we would understand who was doing what. We have some of the documents organized now in terms of the meeting minutes on the township website. If it's not in there, we can certainly, I feel fine reaching out to Sherry or Terry to ask if they could forward it.
I feel like there was something.
There,
I feel like Roberta
think
gave
so.
me something.
Yeah.
I feel like she did.
One of our former board members has it if we can't locate it in our meeting minutes. But yeah,
Okay.
we'll try and get that. 'Cause I like process just like you do, Dennis.
Right.
Like,
It's just
yes.
easier that way. It's
Yes, like, yeah. So we
Well,
all
once it's-
understand.
It's a lot easier to have something documented than to try to make it up every time. you-
Absolutely. Because that's where we did run into problems before was,
And then so when you say you make the call, then you just put it on like the Facebook page immediately
that's,
and.
yeah, that's the fastest way to get the word out to
Yeah.
people. They know to
Okay.
check Facebook, whether it's occurring or not.
Yeah, that's what we had done last year.
Mhm. Okay, June Pavilion rentals. So Candace, you may not know this, and Dennis, maybe you don't either, but every summer we go through the calendar and people volunteer or get assigned dates to come check after a rental is complete. We need to go look at it, make sure that it's still, it looks okay, there was no damage, and it was cleaned up. They won't release the security deposit held here at the village until they get a go-ahead from us. Very, very rarely are there problems. It doesn't take a long time to do it. Just the hardest part is remembering when it's your turn, honestly, for me. And Pam is good about reminding us. I had forgotten about the one Memorial weekend, but luckily I was in town, so I just had to pop down to the park and check it out, and everything was fine.
So you just have to make sure that the restroom's closed or just everything's not all over the place. Like,
So they close. They have a key. They're responsible for closing everything and locking it up, and then they return the key to the village office. We just need to make sure that it's cleaned. There's a
Okay.
checklist. to
are we
go through.
responsible for like taking the garbage out or anything?
They are supposed to take garbage.
Okay.
I can't remember the
Somewhere.
checklist.
Goodness.
Yes. There is one like posted on the
Okay.
refrigerator.
Okay.
And then we talked about leaving the checklist, a copy of the checklist in like the kitchen area
Mhm.
so that we could check it off and take a picture of it and then
For sure.
email it to the village
Okay.
staff.
I think that's what because we're gonna sign off on it and then email it to Pam, right? And then
Mhm.
Pam will release the security deposit.
Yeah.
So at the park, there's a lockbox with a key in it, and we can get you the code. So then you would go in, punch your code, access the keys, let yourself into the kitchen, inspect the bathrooms, look for vandalism, look for anything that wasn't clean or maintained or taken care of,
Okay.
and then sign off on the checklist and then contact
Put my
Pam.
key back in there.
Put the key back in the lockbox,
Okay.
lock it up, and then then you would just email Pam and say, hey, I've inspected and this is my opinion. We
Okay.
can release it or we should not release it or anything is wrong.
But the resident gets their own key from here and is to return it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's part of getting the deposit back
Okay.
also is returning the
And they just put it like in the drop box or come in and hand it back or.
They probably
Okay.
want to hand it to them, but
Okay. Just curious.
yeah, they probably could put it in the Dropbox. And I don't know the procedure if they write them a check and
Okay.
that. I'm not
But
sure.
as long as
that-
we say that it's okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, the village office handles the rest of
Okay.
the administrative tasks. We just need to take a look at it and make sure it looks okay. And, sometimes I'll do it the next morning.
Just within a timely manner that
Yeah.
something couldn't have happened after the party that
Mhm.
maybe would have impacted the
Of
return
course.
of the deposit.
Yeah, because one is at until 8:00.
Mhm.
Maybe you could get down there, maybe not. So we have the dates you see here on the calendar. If there's any that you feel like you can or can't do,
I can definitely do the 17th.
okay. For me,
Say, Candace?
17th. Sorry. I can do the check-in on the 17th. And
I can take the 7th.
can take the 14th.
I can do the 28th. I'll just be out of town on the 20th. I can't do that. If you want me to do the 28th, I can.
I'll take the 20th then. Good.
And the 17th we still have?
No, I got that.
Oh, you got the, oh, I
Yeah.
wrote it above it. Okay, so 17th. Okay.
Then
Oh,
Candace,
I don't have
if
one.
you want to text me sometime, I can walk down there and show you the lockbox.
That would be great, and we can find that banner. And
Yeah, and,
Okay.
and because I live just right there. I'll walk.
me
it down.
too. So that would be cool for us to meet up there. Is there a night that works best for you, or?
What is today?
I have my daughter Sunday through Wednesday, but I mean, I can of course always bring her up.
Yeah, whatever. This weekend I'm busy, but almost any night next week.
Okay.
Almost any night next week.
Okay, well, I'll give you. We'll just touch base. Maybe I'll text you if you don't mind Monday or Tuesday, and we can
Yeah.
just go from there.
Let's do that. That sounds
Okay.
perfect. Just shoot me a
Cool.
text and I'll meet you in the park and show you around.
All right, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
You let me know too and I'll join you.
Yeah.
I don't know where this lockbox is either.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Maggie,
then,
did you want the 28th, or do you?
I thought-
I don't mean to take it away, but I definitely can do the 17th. That's my church, so that's why I was like, oh, I'll do that.
Yeah, that works out really good. I don't have one yet, so I don't want to
If
leave
you're
you
okay
guys.
I mean,
You
yeah.
want the 20th?
I will be here the 20th.
You taking the 20th then?
I'll take the 20th.
Okay. And then I got the 17th and the 28th.
28th?
Yes, 17th and 28th I can do.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, I think that's all we have there. If there's any changes, I'll just ask Pam to let us know if anything gets added. Did we get? Oh, here it is. So we have a draft park camera policy. So, Jen, you were on the board when we talked about this before. Dennis, I can't remember if you were in attendance at the meeting where we discussed this. We have very nice cameras in the park, just to, keep everybody safe and accountable in case there's damage, or other things that happen at the park. There was a discussion about who gets to review the footage. Currently, police department can review the footage. It's on their phone even. When I had someone reach out that they heard noises inside the building,
Oh, wow. Okay.
they could just pull up on their phone and see inside the kitchen, which was fantastic.
Was there anybody in there?
No.
Oh.
I went down there, we opened everything up, there was nothing there. I don't know if, they heard wind or
Squirrel was on the
whatever.
roof or something.
I don't know. There was nothing inside the kitchen
Okay.
area. They even sent me a video, and it does sound like something was banging around in there. But anyway, there was a question about whether a park board member should be able to have access to review the video footage, and a decision was made that if we want to do that, then we need to have a policy to follow. And the police department supported this because they're it's very boring to review hours and hours of footage. So if we have a volunteer willing to do that, fantastic. So what this policy does is just lays out how that footage could be used. If you are going to be a designated person to review the footage, this is the form that you would sign off on, and it just outlines, I think.
Would this be something that the possible new park manager would do?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I think so. I think it should
Yes.
absolutely be in scope for that position.
So if damage occurred at the park, they
They
could,
could pull it up right
Or
there.
this vandalism, this chalk vandalism.
Yeah.
Not
Right.
necessarily a police matter, but if we'd like to understand what was happening.
Right.
The park manager
And-
could deal with something like that.
and the park manager or a member of the park board wouldn't take action on anything. It is only to review the footage. If they see something of concern that should be followed up on, then it goes immediately to the police department.
Okay.
So that just lays this out on, we just wanted to be very clear that, not that anyone would do this, but someone would, oh, that's my neighbor, and then,
Misuse of it.
yes. We wouldn't want anything like
Favoritism.
that.
Yeah, or
Right,
something.
or
Okay.
just posting screenshots or,
Yeah.
doing anything like that. So we really felt it was important to just understand how
Okay.
it could be used, who would be using it, and under what circumstances. So this went through a draft from the village attorney to one of our council members who has some experience with this kind of policy. So he went through and he kind of submitted his edits. So this is the second draft. Village Council has seen a copy of this. We have not voted on it yet. That will happen at one of our upcoming meetings, just to set the policy, since it is currently under control of the Village Police Department. And just wanted to make sure we had a good understanding of everything having to do with that practice. So certainly if you read through this and you see anything that's concerning or that you don't understand, feel free to reach out to me. You can have some time to just review this. As I said, it hasn't been voted on yet, but I expect that it will be soon up before council for a vote.
Okay.
But I just wanted the board to have an opportunity to review this. This is part of the attorney fee that we're paying, so that's what it's for. I read through it. I thought it sounded good. I didn't have any suggested changes, but
That's very
one
nicely
set of
written.
eyes. All right. Do you have any
I'm glad we got that put
questions on
together.
that? Yeah, I feel a lot better
Mhm.
about having that put together.
Yeah, no, I do.
Up next, we have pesticide use memo. I brought this up last spring after I observed a few areas in the park that appeared to have been sprayed with Roundup or other herbicide, and that I think was a pretty common practice around the park, around the park benches and around the perimeter of the playground equipment and the baseball fields. And I brought this to the park board and said, I think we need to have a policy about pesticide use at the park, considering that's where children play, and parents and others are very sensitive about what their children might be exposed to. And we're taking steps to make the park safe for everyone, including children, other residents, wildlife. So I put this together. It was voted upon and agreed upon by the park board previously. But I just wanted to bring it up again because I did notice it appeared that Roundup was used again around the playgrounds. And
So who does that?
that's village DPW staff. So I reached out to Brian and just let him know, like, hey, it looks like they were out there and they used the Roundup again. And he said he would address it again with the park employee or the DPW employees. So I was just going to resend this to Brian, but we have new board members. And so, if anyone had any questions or concerns or was not in agreement with, the language that's proposed here, we could discuss it or revise it if necessary. So I just wanted to be fully transparent with you. And I think it's a communication thing, and I can ask him to post it just so that all of the employees are aware. So.
Okay.
Bathroom opening. So for a long time, bathrooms were not open to the public unless the pavilion was rented or there was an event going on. And was it the past 2 summers we've done this? I can't remember if we started it 2 years ago or just last year. But we voted and approved DPW to open the bathrooms in the morning, not 7 a.m., but as they find time within their day, open the bathrooms and then close them when they are finished with their workday, which is around 3 o'clock. It's during the week only, obviously, because DPW isn't staffed over the weekend. And if people rent it out, they're free to open and close the bathrooms.
Is there a porta potty there?
There is a porta potty there year round. It stays there. So there is another bathroom option. I heard very positive things about having the bathrooms open last summer. People really appreciated having
For
that
sure.
option of running water or, I still remember what it was like trying to change diapers and wanting to wash your hands or
Yeah.
having kids scared of porta potties. So,
Yes.
it was a really nice amenity. But it wasn't something that we had set in stone. But I wanted to bring it up to see if there was still the same support for that from the board or any questions or discussion about that, and then just vote on a schedule for opening the bathrooms. Of course, if we do get our park position funded, that can be part of the scope of what they do. It is really nice to provide that amenity for our community members.
So it's like general rule, like Memorial Day to Labor Day with that, or?
We did it school open, school close,
Oh,
kind
okay.
of, just
Yeah.
sort of thinking we'll try and limit it to the days that the park will be of the most use.
Okay.
I already did have someone reach out about why aren't the bathrooms open yet? I was like, well, school's not out.
Yeah.
It would be great to have them open more. Some previous concerns expressed was increased electricity, increased water usage, soap, toilet paper, that sort of thing. Vandalism was also
Unfortunately,
another
yeah.
concern. I think there was only one incident that that I can recall, which was unfortunate, but it wasn't hundreds of dollars of damage.
Would they do like draw on it or something?
It was
Kick the slat out. No, they broke the wooden door on it.
Yeah.
Kicked some slats
Okay.
out. So we lost use of it because they had to repair the door.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with the new cameras,
Yes.
we have new cameras, we have better cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I would vote that we do the same schedule. Let's
Yeah.
have DPW open and close until we have a reason to
To not.
reconsider.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think the community uses, I mean, even just today with the half day of school, that bike path was filled with kids
Right.
up and down, going to the park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm. And the
I'm-
baseball fields have been busy, not even just the teams out there, but there have been kids
Kids
organizing
practicing.
their own games
That's
out there and
great.
playing.
Mm-hmm.
The park's been busy. It's getting a lot of use right now. So it would be great to be able to offer real bathrooms.
Yes, I agree.
Mhm.
I agree.
And we haven't seen vandalism.
No.
I mean, the chalk drawing is a chalk drawing.
Yeah.
That's a kid. That's just a kid.
Yeah.
But it's not truly malicious. It's not damaging.
Yes,
I would like
correct.
to give the benefit of the doubt and say we can open the bathrooms.
They
Yeah.
benefit so many. I mean,
And we didn't see a huge spike in our water usage and supplies and that sort of thing. It might have gone up a little bit, but it didn't seem, it wasn't like, oh, this blew our budget for
Right.
the year.
Yeah.
What about you, Dennis? Do you have any concerns?
No, I don't. I think we just write a policy, so just write a policy, they open it and close it, and
Yeah. And
just
what
a
we,
date,
what
date
we
to date.
we
That's
did
all.
like a work order. So if we
Oh, you have to
agree,
write a work order for them to do that?
I'll just ask Pam to put in a work order for them to open and close the bathrooms. And they do check them.
okay.
So, they would make sure that the water's not overflowing
Right,
or,
sure.
nobody did
So-
anything malicious. So it does add a little bit more to the budget on them spending more hours at the park, but
Serving the
it's-
public too.
It's like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
they look in,
Right.
close it up. Yeah, it definitely serves the public.
So what dates were you thinking of?
So school's out now, so we could start
Monday?
Monday
I'd start Monday.
Till,
till
Labor
Labor
Day?
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
why don't we just make it June 1st till, I think September 7th would be Labor Day.
What's Monday?
This upcoming
About
Monday?
8.
June 8th?
Yeah.
Until Labor Day?
So June 8th to the 7th of September?
Sounds great to
Yes.
me.
Okay.
Would someone like to make that motion?
I'll move to have DPW open the bathrooms when they arrive and close the bathrooms when they depart, starting on June 8th through September 7th,
Sounds great.
if that's Labor Day.
Is
Yes.
there support? Okay. We have support. All those in favor say aye.
I
Any opposed? Same sign. Motion passes. Thank you all. I think that will make a lot of people very happy. Right. I have next on the agenda the project idea list. Dennis, you want to present that?
Yeah, just have you guys go through it on your spare time,
I
add to it, subtract to it, comment on it, we can talk
I
about
thought
it
you had
next month.
some really good
Okay.
ideas here. I love the soapbox derby race idea. That is really fun.
awesome.
I don't know how often, I don't know if you don't see that very often. There's a track in Flint. I don't know if they even use it anymore. I took off disc golf.
Yeah.
But these are just some ideas I threw out
And
and,
that'd be fun to put just even one disc golf basket out in the park somewhere.
I'll donate mine.
See,
See, there we go.
One
My
disc golf.
husband hasn't used it in 5 years, sitting in my
I'll put it in the
shed.
ground for you. Now we have a
Remember,
disc
that's our
golf.
task next week.
Now we have a disc golf.
There you go. Disc golf.
That would
Yeah.
like I just saw this Halloween in the park. It would be so fun to set up even like a couple little stations on the trail, or just something like.
Oh, that's fun.
The lion, don't the Lions do their Halloween?
They do the Saturday before.
Oh.
But it's on the
They do.
weekend.
Is it more on like the playground side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
They do like a,
An activity. Do you think you just dress up activity and?
Like a trick or trunk or something.
no,
Not
it's not that. It's like a costume contest.
cute.
And
Go paint a pumpkin. I think
Yeah.
the kids
Yeah.
get to paint like someone donates pumpkins and they paint the pumpkin.
Oh, that's nice.
But we don't do anything on Halloween
No,
itself.
that's true.
Mhm.
That could be fun.
I mean, it would be super fun to do like a haunted trail.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yes.
that'd be awesome.
That would be really
That
fun.
could be fun.
yeah, you could have fun with it. Probably get some high school kids involved.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They would love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. All good stuff for a park manager. to be working on. Right? Do you think this is something that you're going to present to the township, or you just want us to kind of
Well, let's
think
just
about it?
let it lie. I
Okay.
think our first priority for me is to get this park managers thing going, and I'd like to talk about the pickleball, basketball court
Absolutely.
and
Mhm.
move out on that as quick as possible. I did find the drawings. I'm gonna probably bring that up Monday night at the board meeting, because that's, the way I look at that, in discussions, maybe with Randy. Our park board, balance right now is somewhere a little over 50 grand.
Depending on,
To put
How
towards this.
well, it's just the balance.
Total operating.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that we need to start laying out what's required for that, grant. I think it's 1 April 27.
Correct.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
the-
when it's due.
Right, so there's a $212,000 bid,
212,000.
right, from one company. It's a year old and it has a lot of holes in it. So that needs to be refined. I did talk to our engineer.
Is it
They wouldn't touch the
Rowe?
design. No, we use Davis
Davis,
out of
okay.
Lapeer.
Okay.
That's not anything they do.
Sure.
Typically, from my work experience, you get a drawing, you get a specification, you bid the job. and you're probably in the ballpark now of, I think you're in the ballpark of about 225,000.
I know at RWB, Parks and Rec, it was just 2 summers ago, I want to say, if not last summer, forgive me. But we had to, of course, like do the bidding on the job, but Giffords Webster helped us redo ours in Washington. And I mean, people were still just coming in and like raving about it, how great and everything, and just appreciative they were for that space. Because it's just picked up so much popularity.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's, yeah, we kind of needed to focus on music in the park to
Yeah.
get that off the ground. So we haven't been talking a lot about the tennis court renovation, but that's like goal number one.
When's like the projected for that to start? Or that's still just way too much up in the air?
We need a good bid so that we can submit for a grant.
Yeah, we've been spinning our wheels on we've been getting quotes every year, different quotes, trying to put together a package. But it was very difficult with volunteers,
Oh,
just not
sure.
having time
Yeah.
to sit and work on it consistently.
Mhm.
And then the 2 members that were primarily working on it are no longer on the board. And so, we lost a lot of that institutional knowledge. But we have a lot of examples of communities around that have been successful.
Yeah.
Right.
Randy said the community that she previously worked for, they did one and said it was not as expensive as what we're looking at with our cost estimates. But
Is ours just so expensive because of like the repairs or?
They went with a very specific high grade type of material.
Okay.
That's what drove that bid to $212,000. It was
kind of like the gold standard.
It was the gold standard, high quality, like synthetic material
Okay.
that was supposed to last a lifetime.
Now, is this like where also like kids would ice skate in the winter? Like, do you put that?
Well, I think it would eliminate that.
Yeah, likely
Okay.
not. We put a lot of money into,
I know like
Renovating
synthetic
it.
ice or something goes on top of that, or
we were
So-
filling
like really
with actual
cool water. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if we put a lot of money into a tennis court renovation,
yeah, that's the last
we're
thing.
not
I'd
going to
put
put
water
water
on
on
it.
it. Yeah, we're not going to put a bunch of weight onto it.
No, synthetic
Really, I
ones are
think
not
if we can
expensive.
get this park manager position and what we really need to do is start putting in phone calls to everybody who's installed a pickleball court
Yes.
and be like, what did you pay? What's your material? And who did you work with?
this?
And
Yeah.
we need data points because I don't think our bid is worth moving on. I wouldn't
No,
wouldn't go ask for
it's-
grant money based on the package that we previously tried to submit. I think
That'll work.
we need to start calling every community who has installed one in the last 3 years.
Definitely.
We need to know who they worked with, how they funded it, what the material is,
And their
and how they
experience.
installed it.
You know,
And
where
get
they-
someone to tell us like how did you do it? And because I really don't think it has to cost that much.
It's outrageous.
Even with us and our infrastructure being so poor and having to dig it out and re-pour and everything,
Mhm.
I think we can find people who will want to work with us. I think, this is a community project. This is a community
Yes,
park. I
so-
don't think it has to be a $300,000 project.
No.
And to be fair, we thought we had an organization that was going to fund it.
Oh,
And it just didn't come to fruition. I think there was a miscommunication or it just,
It wasn't a grant though, Millen? No?
it would have been a grant.
Through the DNR?
No.
It was like a verbal commitment.
Yeah.
Who
Like,
has
hey,
the-
if you
I've got
put
the-
together-
I've got the thing that, I don't know who put it together.
It was a verbal commitment, like, hey, if you put a packet together and present it, we'll probably fund you.
okay.
So we went out and got a big bid, made it really pretty, submitted it, and they're like, oh, we never were gonna commit to that much money.
Right.
So it was just- it was-
very frustrating.
Oh, to go through all that just to get that
Yes.
response? No
Yeah,
way.
so it was just, everyone was on a completely different page. The expectations weren't set initially.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
So this package I got from Kim,
Yes.
3 pickleball courts and a basketball court. There is no tennis court.
Correct.
Correct,
Yeah, we put
that's
the
correct.
same tennis court.
Because it's the existing tenant, we want to reuse the space that's already there.
I totally
Yes.
agree with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's the concept we still want to stick with, but as Jen said, it was very like, gold standard, you know?
Yes.
A one-stop shop, like other communities have done it less expensively by having a project manager. So, okay, this person's gonna do the concrete, this person's gonna do the painting, this person's gonna do the equipment and piece together different grants. We just couldn't manage that, and we just were like, one-stop shop, what's the quote to get this done? We thought we had the funding, it just didn't come to fruition.
Yeah, we gotta get it done. I think.
Absolutely, yeah, that,
We can do it.
that's.
For sure.
Everyone else is doing it. We can do it. We just,
Yeah, we just need support.
we gotta find time to focus on it, I think. And
Yeah,
that's just it.
and that is why we haven't been spending money to do other things at the park, is to let that fund sort of build up.
Grow. Okay.
And so that we have a match, or that, if we can start taking some steps with our fund balance, we could do it. We just have to lay the groundwork first, and that's.
Based on what I looked at today, I ran some numbers. The 25% match would be about $56,000 from this community, and that's about where we're
That's
gonna
about
be.
what we have,
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean,
Okay.
and that's a good thing, right? So that
Yeah.
we could,
I think when you go in for a grant, and I talked to Randy about it, she's got a lot more experience than I do. If you show that you've got the funds, the community contribution.
oh yeah,
I think it's in
That's
our
half the
5-year
battle.
plan.
Yeah.
You know that, Mindy? Is it in our 5-year plan?
yes, yeah.
I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two key things to go in for the grant.
Correct.
And then the professional grant writer that,
That we budgeted for.
I
Mhm.
don't know if it would be wrong.
Yeah, I think we could get some quotes and figure that out. But we heard from Randy, was like, that's not a terrible quote. It's like, okay.
There are-
Seemed high.
There are options that a grant writer could take a portion of the grant. I think they had some problems down in Pentwater where the grant writer knew that he couldn't get it, but he was gonna charge you to write the grant anyway. That's not good.
No,
Anyway,
no, yeah.
Let's have to research that a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that to me absolutely is my number one.
Yeah, I'd love to execute it.
Mm-hmm.
If we can get that done,
Yes.
I mean, that would be fantastic.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Like you said, Jennifer, like this is like such a community thing. Countless people and children are going to benefit from this. I really feel like if more people, well, I'm sure many people obviously know about it, that it needs the TLC, but maybe just finding, those, getting the quotes and realizing, oh, hey, they're willing to do this and being more involved with it.
If we can, I think, and that's where you benefit from working with local contractors. And this bid
Yes.
that we had gotten was, I don't even know where they were.
I was
at.
going to ask you.
Dennis has it. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I've got it somewhere way back in here, but
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, no
it's like-
worries. It's just,
That's,
this, I
Yeah.
can run some copies before we.
oh, it's okay. You don't
I was just saying, it wasn't like
I like
it wasn't working with local businesses, it wasn't working with local contractors. It
But
was-
This
I
one
remember
outfit is in Davison, but I did see, Pontiac.
I
So I don't know
remember
what
when
it
we
is.
went through it the previous year. Everyone, oh, no, go with this company. They'll give you a good, and the quote was almost exactly the same.
Oh, geez.
So, I mean, construction work just has gotten
where it is.
very expensive, so we'll keep pushing for it.
We could,
We're gonna do
there's
it.
Proline.
Well, if you could get a drawing and specifications, you can
And
bid
then
the
you
job.
can bid it, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I just don't know who specs that kind of stuff. But like you're saying, Jennifer, people have done it, we can do it.
I feel like we used
Yeah.
Proline asphalt.
Yeah.
They were who poured and everything.
I think they do work here in the village too. That name sounds familiar. Okay. Thanks for putting this together, Dennis. This is
Yeah.
really good. Just kind of keep that running list of things to
Yeah.
think about. And then if we ever get asked, well, what do you want to do with that money? It's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I think,
We gotta look.
I think a near term is we gotta deal with the ice skating rink and that shed that you and your husband put back together.
Yeah,
Slapped
and
back together.
the only thing we have to consider is how quickly do we want to move on the tennis court? Because if we think the number one priority project is going to be pickleball courts and a new basketball court, then we don't want to spend money on a shed and a skating rink because likely we can't put those objects on top of the new court.
Right.
So I totally agree. I would love to find a way to keep the skating rink, but I don't know if it has a place if we think we can execute the new surfaces in a year. And then do we want to spend a couple thousand on these items that?
You won't see the grant money before October of '27.
Okay,
So that's
that's the timeline, the realistic timeline.
yeah, you'll
Okay.
you'll apply it. This is what I understand.
Sure.
I don't know who's made an attempt at this, maybe Roberta or Dale, I don't know. No, it wouldn't have been Dale. It may have been Roberta, but.
And it was a Spark grant. It wasn't this passport grant.
See, I don't have any history on
So
it.
it was 27, so we're not kicking off any construction until spring 28.
Spring.
Oh
Right.
my.
That's what we're looking at? Okay, I don't know the
If
timeline,
we-
so that's,
Yeah,
okay.
if we
Okay.
pursue the DNR grant, if we find different opportunities.
Okay.
I had reached out to one of our local foundations. She was really interested in the project. They don't have the capacity to fund a project like this, but was definitely willing to kind of help us with seeking out different partners. So,
See, I think our challenge is we gotta remove the current tennis courts. They gotta be destroyed.
That's what we've
Taken
been told too, yeah, is that
Yeah.
they've gotta be ground down because
Yeah,
it's just surface
too
is
bad.
Yeah.
right.
Other municipalities probably didn't have that problem, that challenge,
Or if they got to start from scratch.
right,
Yes.
on a
Yeah,
grass.
there was, a significant part of just removing,
Mhm.
demoing and disposing of what's
I know
there.
Toits does take broken concrete, so maybe that would be just something for them. Hey, remove it all and then pour while you're there. Why not?
Mhm.
Just to see what they have to say.
Do we have a survey that shows the interest in the pickleball? I was asked that today.
Survey, but
Oh wow.
any resident who's been in the park, they'll stop me to be in the park. Well, when are you guys gonna fix this tennis court? I think there was a recent Facebook thread about everyone commenting.
Well, I hear a lot
Tennis
of
court,
interest
tennis
in
court.
pickleball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
then
huge.
particularly, you just drive around anywhere
Yes.
and there's people playing on every court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere
Okay.
you go.
Basketball for sure.
And
The
basketball.
kids are up there every single night. I can hear them
Yep.
playing basketball in that little tiny square that we have. Every single night from my deck, I can hear them.
Mhm.
So I know that if we put in a basketball court, there will be kids up there every single night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because,
And
it's
that's
that having that dual purpose.
Yes.
So that we're, it's not just one segment of the community.
Right.
It's multiple segments.
now would there be a schedule or times for the pickleball versus basketball, or is it first come first serve? Because some of those pickleball people go nuts. They're on the app, they got their times.
Yeah,
which is cool, but
which would be a fantastic problem to have.
okay.
So
We'll ask our park manager when we get there.
yeah, we have a park manager.
Can develop a
schedule,
calendar and a schedule.
Okay.
Organize tournaments.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yes. Do a 6-week thing in the summer, or just
Mhm.
something fun. Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
No
If you
holds
build
barred.
it, they will come.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Are we ready to move on?
Yes.
I wanted to make a placeholder here for advertisement for new members. Per our ordinance, we need at least one more board member. I know the township has had it on their website for a while. I think we just need to get it out on the Facebook page.
Okay.
And then share amongst family and friends.
Okay. I can ask my girlfriend. She has 3 kids at the school. I think she'd be interested.
Great. Yeah, the more the better. That
Okay.
helps spread the work out, and it's I like having people with young kids on the board. 'Cause I spend many hours at the park, but my kids are getting kind of old
Oh,
out
yeah.
there. It's making me pretty sad. But it's good that we get segments of the community that
Yes.
they're there all the time. They see things. They know what they want. I know I pushed for a long time for improvements to the playground or the playground equipment because it was in
sad.
such sad shape. So once we got that, I was like, yes, one down.
Yeah. Okay.
1,000 more projects.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're good if I put that out on the Facebook then?
Absolutely, yes. And I asked village staff here to update the section that has the park board information on it, because our board member information is out of date, and then just to put that, that we're looking for new members.
Awesome. Okay,
So
then I'll
yeah,
get that shared.
that would be perfect. And our last agenda item is update secretary position. So it sounds like our current secretary is willing to give
Pass the
up his
torch.
chair. Are you going to make a nomination to
Yeah, I'd like to
recommend
nominate
someone?
Candace as our recording secretary,
Sounds good.
if she would accept.
I do accept, yes.
Okay. Support?
Yep, support.
Dennis, do you mind if I just take a look at your notes, just so I know what to do for next time? And
I just jot down brief things and then go by the YouTube stuff, because you can put, the words on as we go along, and you can go back and forth,
okay,
because you can't possibly capture
There's
everything
no
in a
way.
meeting
okay.
if you're gonna participate in the meeting. I've always said that.
Yes.
That's why we have a recording secretary for our planning commission members, because the planning commissioners don't record during the meeting.
Oh my, okay.
So it's an extra person, but
Mhm.
in order to participate in the meeting,
You have
you
to
make a
be-
choice.
Yeah,
Participate in the meeting or be a recording secretary. It's tough to do both.
okay.
So it's handy to have the YouTube. That's what I use.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay.
All right, so we have a motion, made by Dennis, supported by Jen, to appoint Candace as our new secretary.
Thank you.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you for taking on that additional responsibility. We appreciate
I
it.
appreciate that.
Of course.
We are now to public comment on non-agenda items. We have no one here still. We can move.
Do people ever come?
So one of the high school teachers requires that students come to 2 community meetings, I believe. So during the school year, we sometimes get some guests.
Okay.
Or if people have questions of the board or want to make a presentation about an event. Otherwise, it's just us.
Okay. Just curious.
We can move on to board comments. I'll start with you, Jen.
I think I have anything else today.
Okay,
I'm good, thank you.
sounds good. Dennis, do you have anything else you wanted to share?
No, I guess not.
Are we still meeting June 25th?
I suggest we keep that in case we have more business to discuss. If we get approval to
Oh,
move forward
definitely.
with hiring a park manager, we may want to move it forward just so we can get moving on
Oh, for
that.
sure. I'm so
but I
for it.
pro-
Just let me know.
I propose that we leave it on the schedule for now until we hear.
And then I'm sorry, is that going to be at 5 or at 7?
It's currently scheduled for 7.
Okay, keeping it at 7. Okay.
Yeah. And then at the beginning of the year, we're required to post our meetings. They can be changed, but it's just part of the requirements
Okay.
is to post the schedule. So it's good to try to stick to it if we can, but
Yeah.
there's always extenuating circumstances.
For sure.
And we could add a special meeting and just limit it to the topic of
Yeah.
park
The
position.
new hire.
Yeah, new
Okay.
hire if we need to hammer out some details. So
Okay.
fingers crossed.
Yes,
we will
definitely.
be having a special meeting, and that would be fantastic.
Okay. My
Wow. The only was there anything else?
Oh, no, that was
Okay.
it. Just curious about that.
Only other thing I was going to add is that I need to try and recruit some volunteers to take care of our wildflower gardens. They're getting kind of out of hand. I haven't been able to volunteer the time to get out there and get them put together, so I might solicit some help from you to post something on the Facebook page just to try and get some people to help out. If that doesn't come to fruition, I might need to ask for DPW assistance to just kind of clean up the edges,
Where are
get
they?
the weeds pulled out. There's one that's right next to the playground, one that's near the Clinton River
Okay.
sign near the river. And then there's also some wildflowers planted near the bridge, and whatever that plant is just like taking that one over.
Oh, okay.
Some type of invasive weed, so
Gross.
um,
Okay.
they just kind of need to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
And if
Especially before music in the park.
yeah, we want it to look nice for that. I usually just get mulch from Brian, that's left, or the DPW supervisor that's left over from tree chipping. So I don't anticipate needing to spend any money on it.
Okay.
It just,
Needs to get cleaned up.
I need some help. Like my garden is a disaster. And yeah, I haven't even been able to get down to the park to try and get that sorted out. So maybe try and solicit some help there. And I have my son working on some informational posts about the different species that we're trying to plant and incorporating into the park.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of a summer
How
project for
fun.
him. So
That's fun.
he's studying graphic design, so I was like, if you're bored,
That's great. Yeah.
I've got lots of ideas. So as he kind of gets those together, I'll send them over to you, just to keep promoting, the things, the trees and the shrubs and the flowers that we've planted at the park.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
why.
We'll go out and I'll take pictures of them and we can get the information
Yeah.
on there. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, just
Love
to keep generating interest in the park, keep people
sure.
talking about it and
Mhm.
interested in it.
Keeping it pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of education too, because it's not traditional landscaping, so it looks a little wild because it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
A little wild. That's all I have.
Park's really pretty right now too. We've got tons of wildflowers out there.
Right, those are the bad ones. I'm afraid
Are
to
they?
say, yeah, the
They're
purple ones. I
They're
know.
pretty. There's a bunch of milkweed over by me right now.
Yeah,
Came
that's great.
Yeah.
That's part of my garden that's taking over. All right, if we have no other business to address, I believe we are adjourned at 6:44. Look at us.
All right.
We still get to enjoy some sunshine.
Yes.
Hot weather.
Perfect.
Try to get,
Yeah.
me